anytime I get invited to Australia is like, I'm so excited and I say yes, and I'm just so happy to be back.
Excellent. Well, can you tell us a little bit about how you got into voice acting?
Yeah, I would say it's kind of multi-leveled because I never set out to be a voice actor. It's just that the majority of my jobs right now are voice related. I started acting when I was 5, and I decided then that I wanted to be an actor. I did every play I could do. I went to college. I have a Bachelor of Arts in acting, and I have a Master of Fine Arts in acting from grad school. And I toured the country with many different plays, and I did TV and film. And I happened to get an audition for an anime in New York. And then I booked that, and they said, can you audition for this? And I went for that, and then it just kind of went on from there. So it's kind of that your trunk is packed with your acting skills, and the door of opportunity opens, and you say yes and walk through and see what happens.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, tell us how you got into the world of Pokemon.
I was working on a show called Slayers, and that was an anime. And the people who cast me in that were doing the casting for Pokemon. So I got asked to audition. I auditioned, I got called back many, many times. I finally got cast, and then they changed their mind, and then they cast me again. And so finally, I would say, by the end of the first season, I could relax and think that I was in it. So.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah.
And when you started the Pokemon show, did you realize at the time how big that it had become?
Oh my gosh. I don't think anyone could have guessed that Pokemon would be this big. But ultimately, I think Pokemon has the show, the games, the cards, the tournaments, all of these things. But I think Pokemon is this big because of the people who love it. It's the fans of Pokemon that have made it universal and have made it go past these 25 years. You know, so I don't think anyone could have imagined the effect it would have on people.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, you voiced Ash.
Yep.
His journey is coming to an end. How do you feel about his story actually?
Yeah, well, we were all replaced after the 8th season. So in that sense, Ash's journey in some ways ended for me then. And then again, it ended when his story arc ended, which I think everyone was quite shocked because I don't think I'm alone in thinking it could have gone on forever. I found out on Twitter, and I just basically, I think I just cried. I think many people did. It was, Ash is us. We are Ash, and that journey is our journey. So it's so odd to see that it ends when you're not quite ready. But I think it's typical of our real lives where things kind of are going along and something ends before you're ready. So you figure out how do you pick up the pieces and move forward. And I think that's what we're all dealing with right now. How do we carry on Ash's energy and his message without having the show to look at, a new show every day? I don't know. I think the stories are so universal that it could go on forever. But at the same time, even Ash deserves to kind of change his mind and figure out a new goal, maybe. So I think it's difficult, but we all have to kind of figure it out. And we're doing it together.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a bit about working on the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles show and what it was like voicing April O'Neil?
First of all, I'm a giant Ninja Turtles fan. So the fact that I got to play April in the 2003 to 2007 series was beyond my wildest dream. It was a great cast, great directors. We worked with the storyboard artists in-house. We rehearsed all together, and it was such a team effort. It was amazing. Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird came into New York sometimes to talk to us, and wow, again, dream come true. And the stories are great. I think the series that I worked on was a little closer to the comic book. So the animation was great. All of it, really super.
Yeah, there's a great follow-up to the original series.
Which was really fun and kind of roly-poly, rumble-tumble kind of thing. And ours was a little more hardcore and I guess violent in the sense of it wasn't for all ages, let me just say. I mean, I think little kids don't need to see so much violence. So the original Ninja Turtles is really for everyone. And ours is for like after 12.
Yes, yeah. If you could do a crossover with Ash and the Pokemon characters into another franchise, what would you choose?
Do you mean...
Like if they could go into like with the X-Men.
So, wow, let's see.
Franchise.
I think, well, first of all, Ash could easily pop into Yu-Gi-Oh! They all have the same hair.
Yes.
So it could all, move. I think he would, he could be friends with any of those guys. Ash and Christopher Robin in Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah.
That would be a lovely crossover because Ash is so he's an athlete, so he's always out battling and competing, and to be able to be in that lovely world of Winnie the Pooh, where you're really just dealing with day to day. If your hand gets stuck in the honey jar, or you're just dealing with Eeyore's feelings, I think he could use a break and go into that world. That would be so lovely.
That would be amazing. Would he try to catch all of them in?
I think, probably at first he would.
Yeah.
But Ash is so adaptable. He teaches us how to adapt. So I think he would just probably ring his mom and have her come visit. So, because she would love it. I think he would adapt to their kind of slower paced world and maybe teach them a couple things.
Excellent.
Yeah.
That's a great answer. Do you have any projects coming up that you're working on that you like to talk about?
I'm always working on a bunch of audiobooks. I record all the time. I'm doing some, I think any video games that I have coming out were done before the strike started. So, and I lose track of what's coming out when, because sometimes they don't even tell us the name of the project. So I just wait till someone says it's out. What else? Some anime, and maybe that's it for the moment. I have a podcast that my daughter and I do called The Trainer's Guide. It's a rewatch of the first season of Pokémon. And I was pregnant with my daughter the whole first season, so she's never seen the episodes. She's only heard Ash's lines from in utero, and I've only seen Ash's lines because we didn't work with anyone else. We just worked alone. So it's been really nice to go back, and the jokes are funny, and to see how relevant the episodes still are. And our podcast talks about the episode and then lessons learned. So it's been really great. We're almost to the end of the first season right now.
Excellent. I'll check that out.
It's really fun.
Yeah, awesome.
Really fun.
And finally, can you tell us a little bit about your relationship with your fans and Supanova and being here for the 99th and 100th Supanova?
I could go on and on forever about this. Supanova is one of my favorite shows of all time. I was here in 2002 for the first Supanova. I think the world of Daniel and what he's put together with this show, with this community. There's so much talent with the authors and the artists and the actors and the vendors who come, people who make things. It's just, you really, in these 6 cities, pulls together the best of everyone, including all the fans and the guests who come. It's an honor to be a part of it, and even more so to be here for show 100. Mind-blowing. And again, the truest honor of my life, and that my daughter has been here along with me for most of these years is really incredible too. I can't thank anyone enough for including me in this. Huge honor. And thank you for this interview. It's just lovely to be with you and celebrating all things Supanova.
Yes, well...
Look, I can't, my face hurts from smiling so much.
I think if anyone deserves to be here for the 100th episode show, it should be you.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thanks a lot. Yeah. Supanova, I choose you, and you, and you.